Imagine this: a woman stands in the midst of chaos, not the chaos of the world alone, but the chaos within herself. Her mind is flooded with competing voices, obligations, and fears, yet she doesn't crumble. Instead, she chooses to fight for something most people take for granted: her peace of mind. Peace of mind is not a gift, it's a victory. It's the hard-earned result of struggle, discipline, and clarity. To attain it, a woman must first recognize one undeniable truth: no one else will create this peace for her. She must shoulder the responsibility herself. This is not a burden, but a pathway to liberation. When you stop blaming others for your lack of inner calm and take ownership of your mental and emotional state, you take the first step toward freedom. A woman who seeks peace of mind must begin with the understanding that this goal is entirely her responsibility. This realization is both daunting and empowering. It means that while no one will hand her peace on a silver platter, it also means that she possesses the agency to create it for herself. In a world filled with external pressures, competing demands, and endless distractions, the idea of personal responsibility often gets lost. It's easy to blame circumstances, people, or systems for a lack of inner tranquility. However, the truth is that peace of mind cannot flourish in the absence of ownership over one's life. Taking responsibility does not imply that external factors have no impact. They do. Relationships, work environments, financial struggles, and societal expectations all play a role in shaping a woman's mental and emotional state. Yet, waiting for these factors to change before striving for peace only reinforces helplessness. Responsibility means acknowledging the external but focusing on what can be controlled: your reactions, choices, and mindset. This is not a denial of reality, it is an embrace of your power within it. Responsibility begins with self-awareness. To claim responsibility, a woman must be willing to confront the truth about herself. This requires asking difficult questions: what habits are contributing to my stress? What beliefs are holding me back? Am I prioritizing what truly matters to me, or am I living by someone else's standards? Self-awareness is not always comfortable. It involves recognizing both strengths and weaknesses, triumphs and failures. But this honesty is necessary because it is impossible to address what you refuse to see. Once self-awareness is established, responsibility demands action. Recognizing that you are responsible for your peace of mind doesn't mean simply thinking differently, it means living differently. This might involve making significant changes, such as leaving an unhealthy relationship, pursuing a more fulfilling career, or developing better habits. It also involves smaller daily actions: choosing to exercise instead of scrolling through social media, to express gratitude instead of dwelling on negativity, to forgive instead of holding on to resentment. Each of these choices, though seemingly minor, contributes to the larger goal of creating a peaceful and meaningful life. Responsibility also requires letting go of victimhood. This is a hard pill to swallow because life often presents unfair challenges. It's natural to feel anger or sadness about circumstances beyond your control. But remaining in a mindset of victimhood only deepens feelings of powerlessness. When you take responsibility, you refuse to let external forces dictate your internal state. You reclaim your agency and commit to finding solutions instead of staying stuck in the problem. This doesn't mean invalidating your pain, it means refusing to let it define you. At the heart of responsibility is the recognition that peace of mind is an active pursuit, not a passive state. Many people imagine peace as something that happens when life finally quiets down, but life rarely cooperates in that way. There will always be noise, chaos, and challenges. A woman who seeks peace understands that it must be built in the middle of the storm. She doesn't wait for conditions to be perfect. She starts where she is, with what she has. This responsibility is not a burden, it's an opportunity. It means that peace of mind is not dependent on luck, privilege, or external validation. It is something every individual can cultivate, regardless of circumstances. It is a deeply personal journey, one that requires effort but offers profound rewards. Taking responsibility for your peace of mind is an act of self-respect. It is a declaration that your well-being matters, that you are worth the investment of time, energy, and discipline. Moreover, this responsibility extends beyond the self. When a woman takes charge of her peace of mind, she impacts those around her. Her calmness becomes a stabilizing force, her clarity inspires others, and her resilience creates a ripple effect. This is not selfish, it is generous. By cultivating her inner peace, she contributes to a more harmonious environment for her family, friends, and community. Responsibility is the cornerstone of peace of mind. It is the foundation upon which all other efforts rest. Without it, peace becomes a fleeting illusion, dependent on the whims of circumstance. But with it, peace becomes achievable, sustainable, and deeply rewarding. Taking responsibility is not easy, but it is always worth it, because when you claim responsibility, you claim your power. You take ownership of your life, and in doing so, you create the possibility of true and lasting peace. Life is an inherently chaotic experience. It is filled with uncertainties, disappointments, and challenges that often appear without warning. For a woman seeking peace of mind, one of the most critical tasks is learning to confront this chaos with courage. This is not about eliminating chaos, an impossible feat, but about understanding it, navigating through it, and finding ways to create order and meaning amidst the turbulence. It's in this courageous confrontation that true peace begins to emerge. Chaos manifests in many forms. It might be the external chaos of a demanding job, financial struggles, or family conflicts. It could also be the internal chaos of self-doubt, unresolved trauma, or conflicting emotions. These forces, whether external or internal, have the power to overwhelm, paralyze, and drain energy if left unchecked. However, the act of facing chaos instead of running from it is transformative. It is an act of self-assertion, a way of saying, I will not let this define me or dictate my life. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the ability to act despite it. Fear is a natural response to chaos. It signals the unknown and warns of potential risks. But living in fear, avoiding challenges, or pretending problems don't exist only amplifies chaos. A woman who seeks peace of mind must muster the courage to confront what is uncomfortable, uncertain, or painful. This confrontation doesn't mean solving everything at once. It means taking the first step, however small, toward understanding and addressing the source of the chaos. Facing chaos requires clarity. Before one can deal with it, it's essential to identify its origins. What is causing the sense of disorder? Is it a practical issue, like a lack of structure in daily routines, or an emotional one, such as unresolved conflict with a loved one? Clarity demands honesty. It requires looking directly at the mess and acknowledging its existence. This is not easy. Many people avoid confronting chaos because it forces them to face uncomfortable truths about themselves or their circumstances. But without clarity, chaos becomes a shadowy, ever-present force, growing larger and more intimidating the longer it's ignored. Courage in the face of chaos also means accepting that not everything can be controlled. Life is unpredictable, and much of what happens is beyond anyone's influence. A woman seeking peace must learn to distinguish between what she can change and what she cannot. This distinction is liberating. It allows her to focus her energy on actionable solutions rather than wasting it on futile efforts to control the uncontrollable. Acceptance is not defeat, it is a form of wisdom. It's the recognition that peace comes not from eradicating chaos, but from learning to coexist with it. The process of bringing order to chaos is incremental. It requires patience and persistence. A woman facing chaos doesn't try to fix everything at once. She takes one step at a time. Maybe it's organizing her environment, setting clear priorities, or seeking support from others. These small acts of courage accumulate, gradually replacing disorder with structure, confusion with clarity, and fear with confidence. Each step forward reinforces her belief in her ability to manage challenges, creating a positive feedback loop that strengthens her resolve. Another essential aspect of courage is the willingness to embrace discomfort. Chaos often brings with it pain, whether it's the pain of failure, rejection, or uncertainty. Avoiding this discomfort might provide temporary relief, but it ultimately prolongs and deepens the chaos. Facing it head-on, however, leads to growth and resilience. Discomfort is a teacher. It reveals areas that need attention and helps a woman develop the skills, mindset, and strength necessary to handle future challenges. Importantly, courage doesn't have to be a solitary endeavor. A woman seeking peace can and should seek support when needed. Chaos is often less overwhelming when shared with others who provide perspective, guidance, or simply a listening ear. Asking for help is not a sign of weakness, it is a demonstration of wisdom and self-awareness. The act of connecting with others in the midst of chaos can also reinforce a sense of belonging and remind her that she is not alone in her struggles. The courage to face chaos is about taking responsibility for one's life and refusing to be a passive victim of circumstances. Chaos is inevitable, but how a woman responds to it is within her control. By confronting it with clarity, acceptance, and perseverance, she transforms chaos from an adversary into a catalyst for growth and self-discovery. This courage is not just a means to peace of mind, it is a testament to her strength, resilience, and determination to live a life of purpose and meaning. Setting boundaries is an essential skill for any woman seeking peace of mind. Without boundaries, life becomes an endless series of demands, interruptions, and emotional drain. Boundaries are not walls meant to isolate. They are guidelines that define how a woman values her time, energy, and emotional well-being. They allow her to create space for herself while still engaging meaningfully with the world around her. Far from being selfish, setting boundaries is an act of self-respect that enables her to function more effectively and maintain her inner peace. One of the first steps in setting boundaries is recognizing the need for them. Many women struggle with this because they have been conditioned to prioritize the needs of others over their own. Whether it's due to societal expectations, family roles, or personal insecurities, there is often an underlying fear of being seen as selfish or unkind. However, the absence of boundaries often leads to resentment, burnout, and a sense of being overwhelmed. Recognizing this pattern is crucial. A woman who seeks peace must understand that taking care of her own needs is not an act of selfishness, but one of responsibility. Without her own foundation of well-being, she cannot support others or engage fully with life. Establishing boundaries begins with self-awareness. A woman must ask herself what she values most and what she needs to feel balanced and secure. These answers will vary for each individual, but they often include basic requirements like time for rest, space for personal growth, and protection from harmful relationships or situations. Identifying these needs requires reflection and honesty. It's about understanding where her limits lie and what she is willing and not willing to tolerate. This clarity is the first step in creating effective boundaries because it allows her to communicate them clearly to others. Communicating boundaries can be one of the most challenging aspects of this process. It requires courage and assertiveness. Many women fear that expressing their limits will lead to conflict, rejection, or disappointment. This fear is understandable, but it's important to remember that boundaries are not about controlling others, they are about defining what is acceptable within her own life. When communicated calmly and respectfully, boundaries are more likely to be met with understanding and respect. For example, saying, "I need some quiet time in the evening to recharge," is a clear and non-confrontational way of asserting a boundary. The key is to focus on her own needs rather than blaming or criticizing others. Once boundaries are set, they must be upheld consistently. This can be difficult, especially when faced with pushback or guilt. People who are used to overstepping boundaries may resist these changes, testing her resolve. In such moments, it's crucial to stand firm. Upholding boundaries is not about punishing others, it's about honoring herself. Each time she enforces a boundary, she reinforces her own sense of self-worth and communicates that her peace of mind is non-negotiable. This consistency also teaches others how to interact with her, fostering healthier and more respectful relationships over time. Boundaries are not just about saying no to others, they are also about saying yes to herself. They create the space necessary for her to focus on what truly matters. This might mean dedicating time to personal goals, pursuing hobbies, or simply enjoying moments of rest and solitude. Boundaries also protect her from emotional entanglements that drain energy. For instance, refusing to engage in gossip or toxic conversations can preserve her mental clarity and emotional balance. These small acts of self-protection add up, creating a life that feels more aligned with her values and aspirations. It's important to note that setting boundaries is a dynamic process. Life is constantly changing, and so are her needs and priorities. A boundary that was once sufficient might need adjustment, or new boundaries may need to be established as circumstances evolve. This flexibility is a sign of growth and self-awareness. A woman who regularly evaluates her boundaries and adapts them as needed is actively taking control of her life and ensuring that her peace of mind remains a priority. Setting boundaries is an act of empowerment. It allows a woman to take control of her life rather than being swept along by the expectations and demands of others. It is a way of declaring, "I am worthy of respect, and I am responsible for protecting my peace." This empowerment doesn't just benefit her, it also benefits those around her. A woman with healthy boundaries is more present, more capable, and more at ease in her interactions. Her sense of balance and self-respect becomes an example to others, encouraging them to establish boundaries of their own. By setting boundaries, a woman lays the foundation for a life that is both peaceful and purposeful. Boundaries are not restrictions, they are the scaffolding that supports her well-being. They allow her to create a life that reflects her values, respects her needs, and fosters meaningful connections with others. In the end, boundaries are not just about protecting her peace, they are about creating the conditions for it to flourish. Pursuing peace of mind is often mistaken for seeking a life of comfort and ease. Many believe that eliminating stress, avoiding difficulties, and staying within safe, predictable routines will bring about inner tranquility. However, comfort without meaning is an illusion. It might offer temporary relief, but it cannot sustain true peace of mind. A woman who genuinely seeks lasting peace must embrace the pursuit of meaning over the fleeting satisfaction of comfort. This shift in perspective transforms how she approaches challenges, responsibilities, and the inevitable struggles of life. Meaning is the deeper sense of purpose that gives life direction and value. It's what motivates a woman to endure hardship, persevere through setbacks, and grow from adversity. Comfort, on the other hand, is about minimizing discomfort and seeking ease. While comfort is appealing, it often leads to stagnation. A life built solely around avoiding difficulty or pain can feel shallow and unfulfilling. When a woman prioritizes meaning, she embraces the idea that struggle is not something to avoid, but something to engage with. It is through struggle that she finds growth and a sense of accomplishment. The pursuit of meaning requires a shift in mindset. Instead of viewing challenges as obstacles to her peace, she learns to see them as opportunities to discover her strength and resilience. For instance, balancing work and family may be stressful, but it can also provide profound satisfaction and a sense of purpose. Similarly, pursuing a passion or building a career might involve risk, rejection, or failure, but the meaning derived from these efforts far outweighs the temporary discomfort they entail. The woman who pursues meaning understands that peace of mind is not the absence of struggle, but the presence of purpose amidst it. This pursuit often involves making difficult choices. Choosing meaning over comfort might mean stepping out of her comfort zone, facing uncertainty, or taking on responsibilities that stretch her abilities. It could mean investing time and energy into relationships, even when they require patience and vulnerability. It might involve saying no to distractions or instant gratification in favor of long-term goals. These choices are not easy, but they are essential for cultivating a sense of fulfillment. A meaningful life is one where her actions align with her values, even when the path is challenging. One of the most profound aspects of pursuing meaning is the connection it fosters with others. A life focused solely on comfort often becomes self-centered, while a life devoted to meaning emphasizes contribution in relationships. Whether it's supporting a loved one, making a positive impact in her community, or mentoring someone who looks up to her, these acts of service and connection create a sense of belonging and significance. In these moments, she finds that meaning is not just about what she gains, but about what she gives. This outward focus deepens her peace of mind by reinforcing her sense of purpose and her place in the larger fabric of life. Another key aspect of pursuing meaning is the ability to find value in adversity. Difficult times are inevitable, but they often hold the seeds of personal growth. A woman who chooses meaning over comfort doesn't shy away from hardship. Instead, she asks, "What can I learn from this? How can this experience shape me into a stronger, wiser person?" Whether it's overcoming a loss, navigating a career setback, or healing from a broken relationship, these struggles can become transformative when approached with a mindset focused on meaning. They teach her resilience, empathy, and the ability to appreciate life's complexities. Pursuing meaning also fosters discipline and commitment. Comfort often tempts her to take the easy route, to procrastinate, or to give up when things get tough. Meaning, however, demands perseverance. It requires her to stay the course even when the results aren't immediate. For example, maintaining a healthy lifestyle, furthering her education, or building a strong family unit requires consistent effort over time. These endeavors may not always be comfortable, but they lead to a profound sense of achievement and satisfaction. Through discipline, she strengthens her ability to focus on what truly matters, keeping her grounded even in turbulent times. The pursuit of meaning is what transforms a life of fleeting pleasures into one of deep and lasting fulfillment. A woman who chooses meaning over comfort recognizes that peace of mind is not a passive state, it is an active process of engaging with the world in ways that align with her highest values and aspirations. She understands that true peace is not about escaping from life's difficulties, but about finding purpose and direction within them. By embracing this pursuit, she creates a foundation of inner stability that remains unshaken by the inevitable ups and downs of life. In choosing meaning, a woman does not abandon comfort entirely, rather, she redefines it. Comfort becomes not the absence of struggle, but the knowledge that her struggles are worthwhile. It is the quiet satisfaction that comes from knowing she is living authentically, pursuing what matters most to her, and growing into the person she is meant to be. In this, she discovers a deeper, more enduring peace, one that cannot be taken away by external circumstances because it is rooted in the very core of who she is. Self-reflection is a cornerstone in the journey toward achieving peace of mind. In a world filled with distractions, constant activity, and external pressures, it is easy to lose touch with oneself. Without self-reflection, a woman may find herself swept along by the demands of others or the expectations of society, living a life that feels reactive rather than intentional. To reclaim her inner peace, she must turn inward, take stock of her thoughts, emotions, and actions, and cultivate a deeper understanding of who she is and what truly matters to her. Self-reflection is not merely an occasional exercise, it is an ongoing process. It involves pausing regularly to ask meaningful questions about her experiences and choices. What is driving my decisions? Am I living in alignment with my values? What patterns do I notice in my reactions to challenges? These questions create an opportunity to identify areas of growth and to recognize what is working well in her life. Reflection provides clarity, helping her distinguish between what serves her peace of mind and what disrupts it. One of the most powerful aspects of self-reflection is its ability to illuminate unconscious habits and beliefs. Often, a woman's stress or dissatisfaction stems not from external circumstances, but from internal patterns she may not even realize are influencing her. For instance, she may discover that perfectionism is causing unnecessary pressure, or that fear of conflict is preventing her from setting healthy boundaries. By bringing these patterns to light, self-reflection empowers her to make conscious changes that foster greater peace and well-being. Self-reflection also plays a critical role in emotional regulation. Life is filled with situations that provoke strong emotions: anger, sadness, fear, or frustration. Without self-awareness, these emotions can spiral out of control, leading to impulsive actions or prolonged distress. Through self-reflection, a woman can pause and examine her feelings. What triggered this emotion? Is my response proportionate to the situation? What can I learn from this experience? This practice not only helps her manage her emotions more effectively, but also reduces the likelihood of being overwhelmed by them. Over time, she develops a sense of emotional balance that contributes significantly to her peace of mind. Another important aspect of self-reflection is its role in fostering gratitude and perspective. It is easy to focus on what is lacking or what is going wrong in life, especially during challenging times. However, reflection creates space to acknowledge and appreciate the positives. What am I grateful for today? What lessons have my struggles taught me? By shifting her focus to the good in her life, she nurtures a mindset of abundance rather than scarcity. This doesn't mean ignoring problems or hardships, but it does mean recognizing that peace of mind often begins with a perspective that values what is right alongside what needs improvement. Self-reflection also strengthens decision-making. Many of life's stresses come from choices that feel rushed or misaligned with one's values. When a woman takes time to reflect, she gains clarity about what truly matters to her. This clarity allows her to make decisions that align with her long-term goals and inner priorities rather than reacting impulsively to short-term pressures. For example, she might choose to pursue a career path that fulfills her passion, even if it requires initial sacrifices, because reflection has shown her the deep sense of meaning it will bring. This process of looking inward is not always comfortable. Self-reflection often uncovers areas of life that need change, and change can be unsettling. However, avoiding this discomfort leads to stagnation, while embracing it opens the door to growth. It is through honest self-assessment that a woman can identify not only her strengths but also the areas where she wants to improve. Reflection is not about harsh self-criticism, but about constructive insight. It is a practice of treating herself with the same compassion and curiosity she would offer a close friend. Engaging in self-reflection also reinforces the importance of living intentionally. Many people move through life on autopilot, driven by routines or external demands without questioning their deeper purpose. A woman who reflects regularly steps off this treadmill and asks herself what she truly wants from life. Is she spending her time and energy in ways that bring her joy and fulfillment? Is she nurturing relationships that uplift her? These questions create a sense of agency, reminding her that she has the power to shape her life in meaningful ways. Finally, self-reflection is a deeply restorative practice. It creates a sense of inner stillness amid life's chaos. Whether it's through journaling, meditation, or quiet moments of thought, these periods of introspection allow her to reconnect with her inner self. In this space, she can process her experiences, release tension, and regain her focus. Over time, these moments of reflection become a sanctuary, a place she can return to whenever life feels overwhelming. They remind her that peace of mind is not something external to be found, but something internal to be cultivated. In embracing self-reflection, a woman takes an active role in her own growth and well-being. She becomes both the observer and the architect of her life, capable of identifying what nurtures her peace and letting go of what disrupts it. Reflection is not a one-time solution, it is a lifelong habit, a commitment to herself and her inner truth. Through this practice, she creates a foundation of clarity, balance, and purpose that sustains her no matter what life brings. A woman who fights for her peace of mind embarks on a profound journey of self-discovery, resilience, and empowerment. Her pursuit is not a passive retreat from life's difficulties, but an active engagement with its complexities, driven by courage, clarity, and intention. She learns to face chaos with bravery, recognizing that it is not the absence of challenges, but her ability to navigate them that defines her inner strength. By setting boundaries, she protects her time, energy, and emotions, creating space for what truly matters. She chooses meaning over comfort, understanding that lasting fulfillment comes from living a life aligned with purpose rather than fleeting ease. Through self-reflection, she uncovers her truths, regulates her emotions, and makes decisions that align with her values. Her fight for peace of mind is not selfish, it is essential. It allows her to live authentically, to contribute meaningfully, and to foster healthier relationships with those around her. She transforms adversity into growth, chaos into order, and uncertainty into opportunities for self-empowerment. By taking responsibility for her own well-being, she inspires others to do the same. In the end, her peace of mind is not a destination, but an ongoing practice. It is the strength to confront life's struggles with grace, the wisdom to prioritize what truly matters, and the commitment to live intentionally with courage and purpose. Her fight is a testament to her resilience and her unwavering belief that she is worthy of the peace and fulfillment she seeks. This journey, though challenging, is what makes her truly powerful, a woman at peace with herself and the world around her.